and family, to today's very chilly episode of the Wellness Homesteader. So I tried to capture a little bit outdoors this morning because we have been having up to 50-mile-an-hour gusts, and my outdoor sink is now over somewhere near the veggie pod, and I'm not going to keep moving it back and forth. It's just going to blow around till it gets stable, and I'll deal with it this afternoon. So I hope you all are staying safe and warm. My thoughts and prayers are with you that had damage in some of the southern states and winds and such. So far as I can tell, I've had no damage. It's only 6 o'clock here this morning, so I am finally feeling better. So I wanted to say just a couple words about me being the wellness homesteader and not being well. And I hope you'll stay tuned. Just like anyone else, I'm not immune to seasonal disorders, colds, etc. But as a matter of fact, I rarely catch things. And so I appreciate all of your thoughts and prayers. And here's the bottom line, guys. I have taken the last dose I'm going to take of the Trulicity because of the high level of side effects for me. And I know not everyone has those same side effects. I have really tried everything I can think of, and I'll do fine for a couple days. I did a live in the morning. By afternoon, I was completely down with nausea, and I just don't see how that can possibly be healthy. Now, in my particular case, I don't need the medication anymore. The doctor's recommendation was we'll finish out the last 2 doses. I took one, I'm done, because this has been rough. Now, one would think because I've had some challenges with eating that I would have dropped another, 10 pounds. That has not happened. Just saying. So at least I'm getting enough food in. One of the biggest challenges for me has been what I can actually eat. Cheers, guys, some hot tea. So why am I drinking hot tea, you ask? If I have a fancy coffee maker, I can't drink coffee since I've been on this medication. So that's been a huge issue. The bigger issue has been twofold for me. I cannot take any sort of a supplement unless I want to see it again. Enough said about that. And I'm having a lot of trouble with anything that's high in fiber, most vegetables. I can do carrots and tomatoes, and beans, believe it or not, but I can't do broccoli, asparagus, spinach, a lot of things that I love, I have not been able to eat, which really decreases my food variety and thus my nutrition. So what do I want to say about this? I'm glad that I caught my diabetes early. I'm glad that it has helped me change my eating habits, which I trust will be long-term. But I would say if you're having this many side effects, really be an advocate for yourself in getting a different medication, because even though they're all kind of the same class of drug, there are options. I did not have that option because of my insurance, but that's okay. So thank you again, guys, for all your kind comments. And to the person who left that really, really nasty comment this morning, I just want to say I have shown you to the door, so don't bother commenting again. Guys, I don't know. I try not to let it get to me, but I'm like, really? You kiss your mother with that mouth? People can just be awful. All right, so what are we going to do this morning? Well, we're going to find our talking notes. And if y'all notice, I'm a little bit hunched over. Reason being, if you're getting sick a lot, I don't want to make anybody grossed out, you have a tendency to pull muscles in your back. And that's all I'm going to say about my health this morning. Okay, here we go. So we're in the pantry challenge. How is it all going for you? I will tell you, I haven't had any problems with breaking the pantry challenge. I've had trouble eating. So I don't have a bunch of meals and ideas to share with you today, because when I'm in the situation that I've been in, I'm pretty much like on the brat diet, applesauce, rice, toast or crackers, and I can do peanut butter. So yeah, I haven't had a healthy diet, number one, but at least I didn't go to the grocery store, and I was quite tempted. All right, so now that I'm finally off, I'm not sure how long it takes to get out of your system. and stop hiccuping. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna say like within 2 weeks, but I have been really wanting some fresh greens. Now, living in Ohio, I don't have a greenhouse. I don't have that opportunity. Y'all, I am so sorry about the hiccups. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. So, in case y'all are wondering what's the best cure for hiccups, not diabetes approved, a spoonful of sugar, you put the whole thing in your mouth and you just let it melt, it will stop it like that. Why, I don't know. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about seed sprouting versus microgreens, what the advantages and disadvantages are, and we're gonna actually get started on sprouting seeds a couple different ways. And as always, guys, I link everything I can find in the description box below to my Amazon affiliate site. And if you need or thus inclined to purchase, that's great. Don't ever feel obligated. All right, let me get reorganized here. We're gonna get started talking about seed sprouts versus microgreens. Stay tuned. So I have done a variety of methods of growing greens in the winter indoors, whether I'm using my AeroGarden, which I will be doing, which is a hydroponic system, whether I'm growing microgreens, which is a soil-based system, or I'm simply sprouting seeds. So what do you do if you want to grow microgreens? Well, very, very similar to what we're going to be doing for sprouting, except the medium that you use for microgreens is soil. So if you get one of those trays, anything will work. You put a little layer of soil, you pre-soak your seeds you want to grow, you put them in, you keep it moist, and it depends on the type of microgreen you're growing. It can sprout in as quick as, pop up in as quick as 7 days, but a lot of them take 25 days. And being in a colder climate, I have to use artificial lighting, you know, the grow lights, I'm sorry, and also a seed warming mat because my house stays cold. So those are disadvantages to me. The other thing is when you get ready to harvest them, you do have to deal with the dirt, which is not a huge deal. But knowing that I'm going to spend electricity on lighting and heating, I prefer just to do seed sprouting. What's the difference between a sprout and a microgreen? Well, a sprout is the seed that has sprouted. It has no stem or leaves yet. Where a microgreen, you're not eating the seed, you're eating the actual plant, so the leaves that come out. I kind of went down a rabbit hole, do that a lot. And I was trying to see, okay, well, which is really better for you and why? And the answer to that question is some sprouts are better for you than the microgreen version and vice versa. So they all are very good for you in terms of antioxidants, in terms of increased nutrition than what you would get from, say, a full-grown version of the same. I think microgreens do have more flavor. Sprouts tend to be a little milder for right now. I love sprouts, guys. I could live on sprouts. So I think less flavor right now with what I've been dealing with might be a good thing. So why sprout seeds? Why not just go to the store, irrespective of the Three Rivers Challenge, and just go get whatever you want? Well, they're very easy to digest, number one. I could use that right now. Y'all, I'm so sorry about the hiccups. And it makes the nutrients much more bioavailable. So you're getting 20 to 30 times the nutrition you would get out of the full-grown item. And they're so little, you can consume quite a bit of them and get lots of nutrients, which I really feel like I need right now. One thing to note is make sure you clean all of your equipment very, very well, including your seeds. So you want to rinse, 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 rinse. I thought about trying to use some Thieves Fruit and Veggie Wash. I'm not sure I can get it rinsed out enough so that it wouldn't inhibit growth, so I'm going to be using plain water. You'll get sprouts in 2 or 3 days, guys. So let me show you a couple ways you can do it. And y'all, as I said, although I'm going to link this, I want to make it really clear that you do not have to buy this to be successful in sprouting seeds. There is an easy way around it. So my actual preferred method is to use a mason jar. So this kit is on Amazon. I checked it this morning. It's like $20, something like that. But if you have canning jars, and it doesn't have to be wide mouth, it's just wide mouth makes it easier. And if you have some cheesecloth. Now y'all, I've shared this brand of parchment paper, but I love it because if you can see, it's not white, it's unbleached. And so it's healthier for you. You know, you're not getting, after the whole chlorinated chicken debacle I found out about, I'm like, yeah, I need me some of this. So you can simply cover your jar with the cheesecloth and put a band on it. That works just as well as what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to use the kit because I have it. So first thing is, get your talking notes, Kym. What can you sprout? Guys, you can sprout about anything that has a seed form. You can do lentils, you can do chickpeas, you can do quinoa, mung beans, almonds, black beans, pumpkin seeds, and mustard, all kinds of things. You can also do garbanzo beans, you can do buckwheat, you can do beet seeds, you can do peas. I love some sprouted peas. You can do sunflower seeds. So I'm going to be doing first in the jar method for me to eat, and then I am going to sprout some sunflower seeds for my chickens. They may or may not eat it, but with there not being a lot of green, first of all, those freeloaders are only giving me about 1 egg a day. The Miss Violet, which has never been a good layer, and Miss Marigold, neither one are laying. It's my 2 barred rocks. And my chickens are about 2. But our days are very short, it's very cold, and even though I'm feeding them organically and they get plenty of grubbly treats, they've definitely slowed down with the shorter days. So let me reposition here. I'm gonna get to rinsing seeds. I'll show you how to do it. It's so easy, y'all. And oh, also, I have had seeds that were like older, like garden seeds, that I didn't really want to use in the garden because I wasn't sure that it would germinate, and I've sprouted them and, you know, maybe got a 50% germination or sprouting rate. So you can absolutely use store seeds as well. All right, guys, stay tuned. Depending on the type of seed that you're going to be using will depend on how much you want to put in a jar. I'm going to do about 1/2 cup of the chickpeas or garbanzo beans from Azure. So the first thing, I'm just simply going to rinse them. And in case you're wondering why do I have a little faucet and a big faucet, this is reverse osmosis water, and it is also highly filtered, so I don't have to worry about there being chlorine in the water because I am on city water, which is thought to inhibit how well your sprouts will do. In my experience, it does. So let's just drop these in here. Oops. Okay, one for the sink. And then, guys, I am going to fill this up pretty high with water. Some instructions will tell you, oh, just cover them with water, but you're not going to hurt anything by putting more water in. So that's the first thing you need to do. How simple is that? Try not to drop it. Now, this comes with a screen and lid, and guys, I washed everything very, very well. And woo, I'm gonna overshake it so it goes everywhere. And then we're gonna set these aside until tomorrow morning. And then what we will do is we will rinse and drain them twice a day, every day. So you want them to be in somewhat of a cool, dark place. So this particular kit, which I think is cool, I'll just use an empty jar to show you, comes with this tippy thing with a tray on the bottom. And guys, I'm not sure if it's dishwasher safe, so it is a little stained from having seeds and sprouts in there, but you would drain it like this. And it also comes with jar covers so that Oh, you can have seeds fall out of your jar cover. I'm so sorry. Okay. So that it is kept in a dark place if the warmest place in your house is not dark, if that makes sense. So we'll set these aside. And then I think the second thing I want to do are some done peas. And I'm going to do the same process. Now, generally it will say use about 2 tablespoons of the smaller seeds. I'm going to use slightly more, but I'm going to do the same thing. And then we'll come back and I will show you another type of seed sprouting option that might work well for you. Frankie wanted to say hello to the peoples. What are you doing? Is she supposed to be up on the counter with Mommy making a video? I didn't think so. Come on. Come on, big boy. Oh, goodness. Go play. Y'all, pick your battles, right? So the second type of sprouting system comes from a company, and I'll leave a link to their website called handypantry.com. They are who I got all of the organic nope, these are from Mountain Valley. I'm sorry. Some of my seeds from. And they actually are the producers of this earlier system of how you can sprout. Now, I've used both. The jar's a little less messy, in my opinion, than this is. But basically, you have a platform and a tray. The tray, if you can see, well, it has holes up here, but can you see the little holes right there? Yeah. So it has little holes there as well. The idea is you can still soak in this. I find that it usually runs over, but we're gonna give it a try this morning. And you do the same process. And it comes with a total of 6 trays, so you can do it this way, you know, and keeps it dark. I am just going to open up some of my black oil organic sunflower seeds for the girly girls, because they're little divas and they only eat organic. These are actually bags inside of bags. So, oh yeah, that's nice. I'm not even gonna try to fight with this tape. I'm cutting it. So, I'm gonna follow the same process. I'm simply going to rinse them very well. And, okay, and put too many in this, in this sieve, yeah. This will actually be 2. So we'll give them a really good rinse here. And y'all, sometimes you'll find like chaff or broken seeds. Just ignore the sound of them hitting the floor. What I like to do is make sure there are plenty on the floor, but actually, that might not be too many. I like to get a fairly good layer in the trays. I feel like the trays can take a little bit more. So let's putting a little water in. It's not overflowing yet, but it will. And that's all there is to it, guys. Super simple. I'll repeat for the second tray. And then my girls will also have something healthy to eat. So, yeah, I kind of watered everything, didn't I? Couple words I did want to say. Once your sprouts have sprouted, you do have a spoilage timeline. So you need to refrigerate them. They're good for about 2 to 3 days. So what my suggestion is, as soon as you have your sprouts that you're going to consume over 2 or 3 days, that's why I'm not doing more, you'll want to store them in a different container, in a new mason jar in the fridge, so that you can re-sprout if you're thus inclined. They're really good in smoothies. They are great on a salad. They are great in omelets. You can use them as a snack. You can use them, you know, like on a taco even, you know, as some spicy. I like the radish ones too. They have a little bit of a bite to them, a little more flavor than some of the others. One word of caution, I've said it many times on the channel, but I'm going to say it every time because I nearly killed myself. Not really. If you have an autoimmune disease such as systemic lupus, always check with your physician before you eat sprouts. Certain things, like for me, alfalfa is pretty much guaranteed a major lupus flare. It's something in the alfalfa that causes it. So just always make sure you're checking, guys, if you're going to make any kind of major change to your diet. I think sprouts on the whole are very, very safe. But have you tried to buy them or microgreens in a fancy schmancy store? They're quite pricey. All right, let me clean up my mess because I made a big one. And then I'm going to do an unboxing with you, which is kind of different for me, not a sponsored video, of my new Ninj Creami. Stay tuned, y'all. Excuse my crazy leggings, right? One thing I am finding, which is such a joy, is pretty much anything in my closet, well, not pretty much, everything in my closet I can wear, number one, because a few things have gotten just way too small. And I never shared this. I don't, well, maybe I did. I've lost 22 pounds. So my goal weight is still 20 more. We'll just have to see, guys. I'm trying, and what I'm trying not to do is say, you're off the medicine, you can eat anything you want, because it's not the case. I will also tell you, if any of you are working on a diabetic diet, that if you are a sweet lover, which was always my downfall, always, 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 when you quit eating them, you quit craving them. And I've just been amazed because I was a sweetaholic. All right, guys, the Ninj Creami, I'm super excited. So it came from Amazon in a box like this, but here's the actual box. Let me scooch back a little bit. So, oh Lordy, guys, let me drop you down just a touch. Y'all know me, this ring light. Woo-wee! Did I hurt y'all's noggin? Hope not. Okay, that should be better. All right. And I'm not angling to look slimmer. It's just, I'm so short that trying to lift, this is quite heavy. Trying to lift this up on the counter, it didn't work very well. So I ordered the Creami Deluxe. It's model 501. They have a couple different models. They have, I think, a 201 and a 301. The reason that I chose this is whenever I am going to buy something that I anticipate using long-term, because of how quickly technology changes, I try to buy the most deluxe model that makes sense, that I can afford. So the difference between this and the next model down is this is an 11-in-1, and I'll tell you what all it does, where I think it's a 7-in-1. So this does 4 extra things. So what it says is, now with advanced Creami technology, turn almost anything into ice cream, frozen drinks, and more. So I do love me a good smoothie, protein shake type thing. And I like ice cream. I like Halo Top. Y'all, have you priced Halo Top? Halo Top's like, I don't know, $6 for a little pint. No, I will not spend this. So this does frozen drinks. I can't read upside down. Slushy, I love me a good slushy, as long as it's sugar-free. Frozen yogurt, Italian ice. Cremicino, I don't know what that is. Probably a frozen coffee drink. It comes with the motor, of course, with 11 programs, 2 Creami Deluxe pints, so 2 24-ounce jars with the lids. Guys, I will tell you, they are very expensive to get additional ones. I don't think I'm gonna need additional ones. Outer bowl and lid, deluxe creamerizer paddle, and recipe instruction guide. So here we go. So it does come with all the goodies. Now I need to see if I can get this out, right? Okay, I gotta I gotta change positions here, guys. When you get to my age, you can't exactly sit on your knees, or I can't. So you want to be careful with all the packaging, just in case it's defective. I don't think it will be, but one never knows. Okay, that's upside down. So let's turn it on its side. Frankie thinks the bot, he's been waiting for me to open this because I've had it for like 2 days and I haven't felt like dealing with it. Wow, that is big. I'll have to find a place for it on my countertop. Okay, so let's pull the cord out. We've got our little containers. That's a lot of ice cream. Or frozen, whatever. And they're still upside down. Okay, here we go. So there she is, guys. 50 large. 50 large. But you know what? That's okay. One of my goals, now that I'm off of the medication, and I've also expanded my garden space, is to grow more fruits and vegetables here on my little acre and see if I can't improve my nutrition pretty dramatically over what it's been for the last 3 months, because guys, I feel like I'm out of gas half the time. Okay, it says scan to get started, try hundreds of recipes. It's scoopable or drinkable depending, so I'll scan that. On the front here, I'm sure it'll explain if you're making it full, if you're putting the solids on the top or on the bottom. Ice cream, light ice cream. That one's going to get used the most. Sorbet, love it. Gelato, love it. Frozen yogurt, love it. Italian ice, very good. Milkshake, probably not on my diet plan. Slush, frozen drink, and cremicino. You know I want a cremicino, right? But I can't drink coffee right now. So it looks like I should hold it and twist to release the bowl. There you go. Okay, so that's what the bowl looks like. And you can unlock the lid. I want to see the creamification pad. Okay, panel installation instructions. All right, so let me scan the QR code, get this thing together. Of course, everything will need to be washed, which goes without saying, but I'm super excited to see what we might be able to make with this. All right, guys, now I gotta get up. It's never pretty. I hope you'll stay tuned for a minute. Well, y'all, I have everything washed and put together. One of the things to know about this, and I did know this because I read the reviews, is anything you're gonna make, you have to freeze it for 24 hours before. That's not a problem for me. I think it's part of, you know, being a good steward of your food, planning ahead, and that's not something that might be one of my strong points. But what I did decide to do, y'all, is I decided to make, I'm gonna start with a frozen drink. Now, I had canned some strawberry lemonade. Does it have sugar in it? It does. However, I think as long as I eat it in small portions, I'll be totally fine. Time will tell. Blood sugar will tell, right? But I think this is going to be a great little accessory, especially for summer. You can do all sorts of frozen drinks, and I know Becky over at Acre Homestead was doing some without sugar. So that was one of the reasons that it kind of piqued my interest. I will say that the coffee ones sound amazing. They have all sorts of ice creams, which I would really prefer like a sherbet or like a fruit-based something. Dairy-free coffee ice cream, one ingredient canned fruit sorbet. Yeah, that's gonna be next. So I have a lot of canned fruit on my shelf. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It was a little bit of sprouting and a little bit of Ninj Creami. And I plan to see you all a little later this week. I'm going to try to make up the video that I missed on Tuesday. Y'all, I don't know. Don't know if I can get it done. We are supposed to get some more pretty inclement weather and some below zero weather, so it will definitely be something indoors. Again, I hope you all are staying safe and warm. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop me a comment. Would you like to have a Ninj Creami? I'll be sure to link it in the description box below. So until I see you again, be healthy, be well, be blessed, and take care.